And our message affirmation today is, I give from the heart and I am richly blessed. And we know in New Thought that one of our basic principles is that the more we give, the more we receive. And that is a big part of our thought process in tithing, that we know that we give and we are richly rewarded. And I can remember as a youth being in more conventional and traditional faith-based churches, and there was always that said that, you give to receive, but don't expect it. Don't expect it because that's wrong and that's greedy. But we know in New Thought that there's nothing wrong with that, because if you sit there and your mindset is, well, I'm giving this, but I'm not expecting anything in return, then that's the energy you're sending out there, and you're not going to get anything in return. So when you give with a giving heart, and it's okay to expect to receive. There's no, there's no untoward thing about that, because as I was saying, if we do sort of get into this mind frame of, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not going to receive, then of course that's exactly what we receive, because we know that our thoughts and our world and our reality is created by our thoughts and our words and our deeds, and that's a very big tenet in New Thought. So when you go through this week, and especially through this time of year, and you get to that point where you're giving, make sure that you are giving from the heart, and you will be indeed truly blessed, truly blessed. And our question this week is, how can I fully participate in the cycle of giving and receiving? I think that in our fellowship, a lot of us are familiar with the Catherine Ponder book, and she's a unity minister, and we certainly are very consistent with the unity teachings. We're all a New Thought organization. It's a wonderful tenet, and it lays out the principles of New Thought with regard to prosperity so well. And there is a chapter in there where she talks about having people come to her who say, you know what, I'd like to give, but I don't have anything to give. I don't have anything to give because, my circumstances are so challenging. There's absolutely nothing I can give. So there's just no giving going to happen from me. And she redresses these people and says, you know what, this is when you need to give the most. When you have nothing, that's when you need to, because it's all a flow of energy and action. If you're not giving, you're not opening yourself up to receive. And she would tell people, if you don't have something monetary to give, you always have something to give. Volunteer, go visit somebody. One of the examples that she notes is, somebody who had just about nothing, who she talked to, they went and they gathered some flowers from their garden and took them to an ailing neighbor. And, the next day in the mail, somebody that they'd loaned money to years ago paid them back. So the reality is we always have something to give. We always have something to give. And so when you ask yourself, how can I fully participate in this cycle of giving and receiving, if you pull out your pockets and there's nothing there, you think, well, I don't have anything to give, so what can I do? Well, of course, we have to give to receive. So search in your mind and look, because there are so many wonderful things that you can do to participate, that you can be part of this circle of giving and receiving. And the good news is, today, I see my life through prosperity thinking. Abundance is so much more than material possessions. I prosper in my relationships because they are mutually supportive. I am wealthy in my health because I take care of my mind and body. I eat nutritious meals. I exercise regularly and think positively. If I experience lack in any area of my life, I ask myself, how can I more fully participate in the cycle of giving and receiving? I can volunteer, reach out to help someone, or appreciate others. As I think prosperously, I am blessed. And that's a big New Thought principle, is that we need to think prosperously. We need to see ourselves prospered. And also, we need to see ourselves doing things for other people. We need to be giving blessings to other people so that we ourselves can receive the blessings back. In our responsive reading that we go through every week, one of my favorite sections, and it's so true, is the light which we hold to guide aright another's footsteps grows more intense and gives us greater vision. So when we're lifting that light higher to help somebody else to guide their footsteps, we're getting more light from it. And that's such a wonderful principle for a way to live in life. The more that we do to help other people, we're actually helping ourselves more. We're giving ourselves more because we're opening that door to receive so much of the blessings of prosperity. As we mentioned in the good news section, prosperity isn't just, the material possessions. It's your health, it's your relationships, it's so many things. So you want to be prosperous in your relationships. You want all of your friends and your family, your coworkers, your neighbors to be in a harmonious place. And that is part of the prosperity thinking. The more kind and generous you are with your coworkers or your neighbors or your family, and I mean generous in, if they can't meet on Tuesday, don't be so rigid and only meet on Tuesday. Say, okay, whatever's good for you. I mean, all these little things that we can do to make other people's lives happier, that is part of that prosperity cycle. By maybe giving in a little bit on our schedule, or giving in on, Aunt Franny's desire to always go to the same cafe that everybody hates, but it gives her happiness. I mean, all kinds of examples. There's so many circumstances and situations that we encounter in life, and we get sort of set in our own ways, and just giving up that is the giving, and then you receive, and then we receive these harmonious relationships. And also, prosperity is in our health too. When we are healthy and our bodies are working fine, because we're giving not only of our monetary resources, but of our time and our loving feelings, and we're helping other people, and this is coming back to us, and this creates a healthier body and a healthier life. So again, as you go through the week, tell yourself, I give from the heart and I am richly blessed. All things I do are from the heart and I am richly blessed. In this way is how you can fully participate in this cycle of giving and receiving. So if you ever get to this point where you worry that I can't participate in this cycle of giving and receiving because I have nothing to give, we all always have something to give. Whether, it's a visit to a shut-in person, or, some flowers, hopefully from your own garden, not somebody else's, but your time and your generosity of spirit is just as worthy to people as, some money from your bank account. We all have something to give. We all can participate in that giving and receiving cycle. And this is such a wonderful time of year to be aware of that, because we know that as we go to the holiday season, a lot of times there's family members we haven't seen in a while. Maybe they're a little cantankerous, so we'd rather not be around them. This is a good time to enter that giving and receiving cycle. Give of your time, give of your love, give of your energy, and go out and be giving and give with a blessed heart, so that you in turn are richly blessed every day in every way.